Hi, and thank you for joining me. My name is Donato DiVietro, and my family and I have been supporters of the Hersey Band program since 2006. My daughter Maria DiVietro attended in 2006 and did 4 years under Scott Casagrande. We've enjoyed the program and all the things they've had to offer throughout the years, and we continue to support them. How do we support them is by doing wine dinners, wine tastings for them every year. And unfortunately, this year, because of COVID, we were not able to do that. So they went to Plan B and they did a wine basket or a basket including wine. And they've asked me to support them by picking three wines. And I think I picked some pretty fun ones from two of our properties that we have in Italy. And I've chosen a brand called Motura, which is located in Puglia, and a brand called Mezzacorona, which is located in Trentino, Alto Adige, in the Dolomite Mountains up north. And to let you know a little bit about the wines, sometimes it's fun to know the history and to know who the owners were or are, and it just makes the experience a little more fun. So the first wine we're going to talk about is Motura, and Motura is a real family. A lot of times when you shop for wines, most of the wines are fantasy labels. There is no family. It's just a name they put together. What we do is in our company, we have literally no fantasy wines. These are all, these vineyards belong to growers and families that we support throughout Italy. So the Motura family has been around since 1928, and right now they are currently running under the granddaughter, Barbara Motura, and they are originally from Milan, but have loved Puglia so much that they bought property there and continue to produce outstanding wines like the two we have here today. To understand also the area of Puglia, if we look at Italy as a map, it's kind of funny looking because it looks like a boot. It's easy to describe it that way. Everybody understands that. And the heel part of Italy is Puglia. And in that area, there's subregions of Puglia, and that's where they're located in an area called Salento. That region is known for making Primitivo and Negramaro right here. That's their two most famous ones. They do produce other varietals, other whites and rosés and other reds, but their two most famous ones are Primitivo and Negramaro. So if you're from that part of the world, you are only drinking basically, you're mostly drinking, I shouldn't say only, but mostly drinking Negramaro and Primitivo. If you're from another part of Italy, Rome, Trentino, and the other part, and you want to drink a red wine from that part of the world, from Puglia, these are the two that you're going to drink: Negramaro and Primitivo. That's what they're famous for. So to learn a little bit about the grape, Primitivo is not that doesn't mean primitive. That's where everybody's mind goes to when you say the word primitivo. It sounds like primitive, but it actually means early ripening. So they have to harvest it because of the early ripening. They have to harvest it with the white wines because the skin is thin. So to stop the acidity, they cut it off the vine, then hang it on the wire trellis. Then at that point, it sits in the sun and bakes. The sugar levels tend to go extremely high, and then once they lose about 30 to 40% of their juice, then they harvest this off the trellis, the wire trellis, and then they go crush and make the wine, and then all that sugar turns to alcohol. So you get these beautiful aromatic, figgy, plummy wines, earthy, like a red Zinfandel. The reason I say red Zinfandel, because this is the original clone of the red Zinfandel. So when you've had red Zinfandels from anywhere in the United States or around the world, more than likely it was the clone of the Primitivo. Okay? So We can move on to the next wine, which is the Motura Negra Amaro. So a little world history on the Negra Amaro. In the 6th century, Puglia was occupied by the Greeks. So what happens when you occupy a country? You bring over things you like to eat and drink. So after being there, you start bringing over, or they start sending over things like, whatever you're used to eating, but they bring over their grapevines. So they brought over their grapevines and they were replanted in Italy. So Negra Amaro, translated in Italian, means black bitter. But that had morphed over the centuries. The original name of this grape was called Mavro Amaro, which in Greek means Black Mary. And that's how then over the centuries, it's morphed into Negro Amaro. So these are beautiful, beautiful wines, a little drier than the Primitivo, and definitely a food wine. This would definitely go great with, lamb and game food, game meat, but just awesome. I think you're really going to enjoy this one. You're going to enjoy all of them, but I think this one with food is fantastic. I like drinking this one by itself. It is a nice fruit-forward wine because of the process of the drying of the grapes. It just adds a little more structure to everything. Lastly, the one we're going to talk about is the Mezzocorona Pinot Grigio. You might have heard about this label. It's a very famous label from the Trentino region, which is the birthplace of Pinot Grigio. There's a debate. The first Pinot Grigio is considered to be, they think, in France, which is Pinot Gris, but it's just a totally different grape, what I think. Pinot Grigio, I think the birthplace is the Trentino in the Alto Adige region. That's where it grows best. But it does, a lot of people think that, the French invented it, or not invented, I take that back, not invented it, but I wish we could just invent grapes, but that they first planted it, but it's not, because the thing about Pinot Grigio is there's different variations off the Pinot Gris, and Pinot Grigio is one of them. And there's this Pinot Bianco and there's Pinot Noir. And, so what changes is not the grape, but the color of the grape, the color of the skin. So when we say Pinot Bianco, that means white. And when we say Pinot Grigio, that means Grigio means gray. And when we say Pinot Noir, it means black, noir in French. So that's that's what changes. So there's different variations. So the ones we have in Italy in Trentino is called Pinot Grigio. So this one is all estate bottled. These are all estate bottled. For those of you that don't know what estate bottled means, or estate grown, that means that they have their own properties and they use their own grapes to make their own wine. So it's bottled in the estate. So usually what that means is you're getting a higher quality, let's say, of wine, because you're not sourcing juice from another vineyard. You don't know how they, manage their property, or how they took care of their property or their vines. So anytime a bottle of wine is estate grown or estate bottled, it's usually a good sign that you're going to get a fantastic bottle of wine. So those are the 3 wines we had for you in this lineup. I hope you enjoy them, and if you have any questions or anything, I'm going to give you my email address, and you guys can contact me personally, and I will try to answer any questions for you. My email is D as in David, dot my last name, which is Divietro, Divietro at Comcast.net. d.divietro at Comcast.net. Please contact me if you like to know anything else about these 3 wines, and be more than glad to help you with that. And to the Hersey Band program, thank you for many, many years of enjoyment, and I hope you have many, many more successes. And God bless, and cheers to all. Have a nice day.